Today I'm going to be covering how to pick your spouse. Initially, I wanted to do the video about why you should have kids, but I was like, that is a little bit more advanced, and before you guys have a kid and handle that responsibility, I think it's important to pick the right spouse. So I want to teach you guys who are not yet married or thinking about getting married or are dating, kind of the framework that may help versus just do what your heart feels, because that's really, really bad advice. How do you go about in the dating world, especially now, to pick the spouse that will be good for you in the long term? Well, my wife and I actually had a very similar strategy that we didn't really know, but we ended up meeting each other and discussed, and like, oh, that's very interesting. I had a similar thing. So this is a two-step process. Step number one is you should make a list of all of the character traits that you want in your partner. So that could be hardworking, could be diligent, could be generous with their time. Whatever traits you think are important, you should write down and have an actual list. My list was pretty simple. It was basically a woman who understands hard work. And I'm not talking hard work like a lot of people think hard work is, like, oh, I tried really hard for 2 hours. I mean, she needs to understand that I'm training 3 times a day, and the amount of time we can spend with each other is probably gonna be like once on a weekend, every week. And if she's okay with that and she's on board, then we can date. Because if she doesn't understand that, it's gonna get in the way of my goals, and we can't have that. That was my list. Her list was, I don't remember all of the traits. One was that ideally I'd be taller. And the second thing was someone who could also defend her. And the third thing was someone who liked to work hard. So there was a good little mix there. And coincidentally, I got really, really, really into self-defense. Self-defense, like not Taekwondo self-defense. I mean like with a firearm. Like, how did I protect a family with a firearm? Self-defense. Anyway, those were the lists. We ended up comparing lists later, like, oh, that's probably why it worked out. So the reason you want this list beforehand though, before you do all the dating, whether you're gonna date 5 people, whether you're gonna date 5,000 people, the important thing to do is have this list beforehand, because you don't want to go grocery shopping while you're hungry, because then you'll take anything. Like if you go grocery shopping while you're hungry, you'll grab cookies and chips, even though your meal plan says you should be eating chicken, and that's it, chicken. So make your list before you go dating so you have a general idea of what you're looking for. Now, I was a part of Saddleback Church for a little bit. They have a pretty good recommendation also. It's essentially, do you have the same values? Is your life mission in the same direction? Because one of you wants to stay local and help your community here, and the other person wants to do missionary trips to Africa or travel the world and have no home. Obviously, there isn't really too much of a common future there, so don't date that person. The recommendation for them is to just cut it. Don't get attached for no reason, because you know the future doesn't exist with them. Go find someone else. That's it. Figure out what kind of quality traits this person has. Thinking about, what kind of person would this type of person be attracted to, and then become that. And that's it. That's how you can find your partner pretty quick. And then, when you're dating them, that they have the traits on the list. Is our life mission aligned? And if they don't, find someone else. But for now, that is it, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.